So, Joe, what's your favorite movie robot?
My favorite movie robot?
Yeah, like, of all the movies, what robot from a motion picture is your favorite?
I'm gonna go with RoboCop.
RoboCop, really?
Yeah.
Like, even like with all the Star Wars droids and everything?
I guess Darth Vader's kind of like a RoboCop, isn't he?
I don't know if he counts. I mean, he has a lot of robotic parts, but... I mean, at what point do you stop being a human being and start being a cyborg? Like, what percentage of robot parts?
I guess Darth Vader's my favorite robot in all of movie history.
Huh. Mine's Tars from Interstellar. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Matt and Joe Overload. I'm Matt.
And I'm Joe.
And today we have all kinds of exciting topics to talk about. We got things about music, television, and also another food review for you. Joe, what do you have for us to be snacking on in this episode?
Well, let me go ahead and bring out the illustrious bowl.
The old over bowl.
Over bowl of snacking.
Overload bowl.
Over
bowl.
Over bowl of snacking.
Let's just stick with that. We're not going to come up with anything better. If you come up with something better, comment below.
Today, we have Lay's.
Lay's, America's favorite potato chip brand.
Classic potato chips. Popables.
Popables. Okay, so I saw these the other day.
Yeah.
I had not seen these before. These are relatively new, I guess. I mean, you work in a store. Mm-hmm. How new are they?
They're very new.
Okay, very new.
And I've seen them a couple of times, but we got creamy jalapeno. Right, creamy
jalapeno.
That was creamy jalapeno cheddar, but it's creamy jalapeno.
Yeah, Lay's Popables.
Lay's Popables. They're supposed to be, as they advertise, airy. Poppable.
They have holes in them. They should be airy.
I guess you could just throw them in your mouth.
Bite-sized, poppable, yeah, fitting.
I guess you can't throw a chip in your mouth, but you can these.
And according to their marketing division, they are delightful.
Delightful.
We will see.
All right.
Okay, so as always, we're going to start with the bag opening and probably give it the old patented Matt Joe smell test. Okay, I'm not optimistic.
That's why I didn't say anything.
That smell is disappointing.
It's got...
I smell jalapeno.
Some jalapeno.
I smell it. It's disappointing. I don't know how to describe that smell. Okay, they're a lot bigger than I thought they would be.
Yeah, they're big.
Okay, so Joe's contribution to that, they're big. I don't know how much light they're catching really, but definitely see they have holes in them. Once again, not like what I thought from the bag. Smaller holes, bigger overall. I guess they're roughly, the size they are on the bag.
I mean, they smell.
A lot of times
they smell like jalapeno.
They do. Not like I was hoping, though.
All right.
You haven't tasted yours yet.
No.
Okay. Overall thoughts so far, bigger than expected?
Yeah.
Underwhelming smell?
The underwhelming smell.
All right.
Let's see.
Okay. A little bit of spice. Just a little bit.
Yeah, not much.
It disappears quick. For me, like it was like
it almost.
I tasted spice and then it was gone.
It almost tastes like a fried waffle fry.
It's very waffle fry-esque. Yeah, I see that. Like those, the waffle fry chips you get at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
It's basically like that. I mean, obviously it tastes like a Lay's potato chip too. You still get that.
Not a ton of flavor.
No, it's very underwhelming. I wonder why they chose to call it creamy, because there's nothing creamy about this at all. I would have just called these jalapeno flavor. I mean, if it were up to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, they're not creamy at all.
Not at all.
And to say jalapeno, I mean, it's mild. Very...
It has the smell.
It has the smell, and like I said, I got a little kick of spice. I'm going to try another one.
I mean, I had it's alright.
Crunchy, but not too crunchy.
Tell you what, throw some Chex Mix in this.
Uh-huh.
I think it'd be all right.
It'd be a good base for some sort of snack mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you put some Chex Mix in there, some spicy Chex Mix, something like
Some
that.
snickerdoodle popcorn.
Man, I gotta tell you.
Which, I mean, we've only reviewed 2 products so far, but, I mean, this is,
Definitely on the lower end of the scale.
Yeah, definitely my least favorite. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's rate these. I mean, they're not bad. I'm going to continue snacking on them probably.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're as addictive as the popcorn. I would say I'll probably eat some and then we'll probably set them aside. But, what would you say? What would you give these?
I'm gonna give them a 5.
5 out of 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to do anything fancy this week. I'm probably going to say 5 out of 10. Perfectly passable, average.
If you took them with some other snack, even like a trail mix or something, threw that in there, mix that up, I think it would be good.
Some of those jalapeno Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
Like a jalapeno mix. Like other jalapeno flavored things, mix them together.
This could be a good
energy.
additive to being creative to your next party.
Yeah.
Party snack.
I agree.
Party snack.
Sort of look like one of those bathroom sponges.
Yeah, on its.
I like them less now, 4 out of 10.
Well, yeah,
all right.
4 out of 10.
So anyway, let's get down to the meat of this episode. Something that we meant to talk about last week, but we ran a little long on time. Probably going to do it again this week, but hopefully we'll iron all that out as we go. But we're going to talk about music, which is something that we have talked about in the past. Obviously, we'll probably talk about in the future because it's something that we're both very interested in. You especially are very passionate about music. In particular, the band that is going to be the focus of our initial discussion for tonight, which is the Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, yes.
Joe, you take it from here. What do you have to say?
Well, I'll tell you this. Just quick background on me. Musically, I was always a classical music person. Didn't like rock bands that much. Thought they were, I guess, pretentious is the word I'm looking for. But I don't know, I just didn't get it. Like, people were all about this band and this band. I just didn't understand it. I liked the music because the music moved me. I felt an emotion from the music. And it wasn't until I heard the Smashing Pumpkins Tonight where they incorporated classical music and their band together that it kind of opened my eyes and ears, if you will, to that kind of stuff. And then I went back and listened to their catalog and then ended up playing in the band myself. And man, I gotta tell you, they're my favorite band of all time now. And I did not like them to begin with at all. And then they just hit that right note with me, if you will.
Good fun.
Yeah. And
4 points.
there it is. And so now they're my favorite band.
I have to say, you've made me a convert to the flock of Smashing Pumpkins fans. What are they called? Pumpkinheads?
I guess. I've never heard that term.
Hardcore Pumpkinheads here at Matt and Joe Overload. Anyway, I was not familiar with them very much at all. I mostly knew them from their cameo appearance on The Simpsons before I really listened. I mean, I'd heard a few songs here and there, but not a lot. And even as you tried to kind of steer me into listening to them, it wasn't until very recently that it really clicked for me. And it's fitting because they have a new album just around the corner. As of this recording, it will be released in 2 weeks. The new album, releasing November 27th, is called Sire.
Sire.
At least that's what we're going with. There's been some discrepancy I've seen on the internet about how to pronounce it. Some people say Seer. A lot of variety. For our purposes, though, we're going with Sire. We think it sounds better, and that's just what we're going to say.
Yeah. Well, and I think they recorded it in Nashville. And
I believe that's right.
Yeah. And
just right around the corner.
In
case you're not familiar with our geographic location.
Our studio's in that general area, and they're recorded right here in Nashville. So
Stone throws away.
Yeah. So that's exciting. And again, my favorite band. So it's crazy. Like you're like, oh, this is my favorite band, and they're never around, and then they're recording new albums. Like I remember when the band broke up when I was still in high school. After
like what, 2000?
Yeah, and and now I'm living in Nashville, and they're recording a whole new double album. I mean, Melancholy Infinite Sadness was my absolute favorite album that band ever did. So they're recording a new double album, and I've got my good friend on it, or my best friend really, and he's like he said, he's a convert, which makes me really
absolutely,
he makes me really excited.
I'm interested to talk about this album because, like we mentioned, it hasn't come out yet as of this recording, but a good chunk of songs have been released ahead of time. Yeah. We've listened to all of them now, I think. So just giving some opinions, sort of a pre-review, and we may revisit this after the album's been released and we've had time to listen to the entire piece, the entire body of work. But just for now, what do you like so far? What's your favorite song of the tracks they've released so far?
I think off the new album, I would say probably Sire. You know, the title track. The title track.
Very good.
And then I like Witch.
I love the video.
I like Witch.
Witch. Witch. That's Witch with a Y and 2 T's. In case you were wondering how to spell that, if you want to search it and listen to that.
I think those are my, and I guess Ramona.
I totally agree that the title track is one of my favorites. Ramona is my absolute favorite.
Oh.
And I'm also very fond of Birch Grove.
Yeah, and Birch Grove I like. I mean, those other songs resonate with me better. But I mean, it's a double album. I mean, we got more coming.
Yeah, I think if my sources are to be trusted, it's going to be 72 minutes worth of music. So over an hour. And
in my opinion, being a long time with the Pumpkins, this album reminds me kind of a mesh-up of Ava Adore. And after listening to it more, maybe Machinima. But Ava Adore more. So if you guys are big Pumpkins fans and you know what I'm talking about, and if you know what Matt's referencing when he talks about some stuff that I've even forgotten. I mean, I'm a big Pumpkin guy, but Matt, he
big Pumpkin man.
He's a librarian, so he knows it all. Just let us know. Comment below if you know. And hopefully this time I'll make the comments available for you to comment on.
Yeah, hopefully that won't be disabled.
Up, apparently. Sorry, guys. I didn't even know. We just figured that out not too long ago. So hopefully I'll be able to fix some of those other videos if you want to go back and comment on them. But hopefully this video, you'll actually be able to comment below if you know.
All right. Any other final thoughts on the Pumpkins?
Favorite band of all time.
Like I said, we'll probably give a full review of this album at some point after its official release and after we've had some time to process it. Don't want to rush that kind of thing.
Nah.
Don't want to rush to any judgments.
Right.
As we sort of did with these. I will say I've eaten a few more.
Are
the spice kind of builds up. So like you get a little more spice the more you eat.
Popables, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if you threw some snickerdoodle in there?
Yeah, I suggested that earlier.
Oh, you did?
I sure did.
I don't remember that.
It's a good thing I'm the one with the outline.
Ugh.
We would just be talking
I was thinking about
we'd just be talking about the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I was saying like trail mix.
That's always your excuse. And I guarantee when you watch this back, Joe's going to be looking dead at me when I say that. Anyway.
That's what you keep coming back for, don't you?
Any other music you want to discuss? Anything?
Oh, Ninja Sex Party is a band that I really like.
Okay. Fellow YouTubers.
Yeah, fellow YouTubers.
As if we're quite on that level.
Yeah, like we hang out with them or something.
Our friends.
Yeah.
And colleagues.
Yeah. Out in L.A. When we're in Nashville.
Like you can't reach people.
Well. We've been listening to that band for a while.
Mm-hmm. And they recently released, so this album is actually out, their newest album called The Prophecy.
Yeah.
And I've not listened to the full album yet. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on it. What you have heard first, because I have a bit of a hot take. Nothing too hot.
Well,
mild like these jalapeno
what is
poppers.
the Mystic Crystal?
Yes, the Mystic Crystal was supposed to be like the big
Yeah, and they were
opus.
Yeah, and they were trying to gather some funds
To finance
a video and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And that song was pretty cool.
Not a fan.
It didn't resonate with me as much as this one song that they just came out with called "Wandering Tonight."
Wandering Tonight of the new batch of songs that I've heard, keep in mind, haven't listened to the whole album yet, is my favorite, and it's not even close. I've been pretty lukewarm on most of the other things they've released, but that song is very good. Maybe my favorite song by the band to date.
I've been listening to them for a long time, so I have a few contenders, but to your point, I mean, I've listened to that song so many times, it's unreal. I mean,
video's very good.
Video's funny. Video's good.
Definitely my favorite music video.
And it pulls at your heartstrings
of
too.
theirs.
I mean, for real.
Yeah, it really does. Not get into it too much. You can listen to it and kind of make your own opinion and see where we're coming from too. But despite being a comedy song and its main intention to be funny, it also has an underlying theme that I think resonates with a lot of people in an emotional sort of way. It's relatable in a very real sort of way.
Well, in all good comedy, I mean, that's...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, that dynamic.
Comedy comes from tragedy.
That's it. So, yeah. I think that makes me like the song even more. I mean, just because it has that dynamic.
Absolutely.
Going back real quick to the Pumpkins, that's why I always liked that band too, because they had dynamics. Some of their songs were really light, and some were heavy. Some of them were really like they pull at you. Ninja Sex Party is the same thing, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I like both those bands. I mean, completely different platforms, really. I mean, Pumpkins have been around since, if you want to be honest, the 80s.
Mm-hmm. I believe their first actual studio release was 1990, so they would have had to form before that, right?
Right. Right. So they were playing in clubs in the 80s. Yeah, but it was later 80s.
Absolutely.
But Ninja Sex Party, YouTube.
2009. Yeah.
So.
Good stuff, though, regardless. If you've listened to the new Ninja Sex Party album and you have some thoughts on it, pop it down in the comments below. One thing I want to...
I just popped it down.
Pop it.
I just popped it down.
We're on fire with these plugs. One last thing I want to throw out about music before we move on. A very, very big icon of music that we are both huge fans of recently released his first solo song in nearly 40 years, since 1984. Mr. Danny Elfman. And I gotta say, this song is really, specifically the accompanying video for it on YouTube. The song's called Happy. Is really something. We both went into it completely cold. We were kind of... We were taken aback that he released anything, period.
I didn't even know it was out there. I was like, what?
Knowing what to expect.
Yeah.
Apparently, he had originally hoped to debut it at Coachella, because as you know, he was set to perform at Coachella, but circumstances, and didn't happen. So he released it fairly recently, right around Halloween. May have been on Halloween. I didn't actually check the upload date on that video, but yeah, Happy by Danny Elfman. Nightmarish, very disturbing, and as somebody who doesn't get disturbed by movies, videos, images, things like that very often, it was unnerving, probably because I wasn't expecting it at all, especially in something by Danny Elfman called Happy. Definitely not what I was expecting. I mean, apparently he already had a different song called Happy before, too. I don't think I ever heard it. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's a well he keeps going back to.
Well, but also, knowing Danny Elfman, if you think about it, like him coming out with a song called Happy.
I know Danny Elfman so well.
Yeah.
So well.
He called him just the other day.
Yeah, I said, hey, Danny, this song is crazy.
Yeah, and he was like, hey, man, I know.
How'd you come up with that? He's just
like,
He's just like, I scored like almost all of Tim Burton's movies, right?
You were like, what does that have to do with what I just asked you?
I think you see the through line. Let us know what you think.
Comment below.
Absolutely.
If you know.
Anything else with music you want to talk about before we move on? I think we've touched on most of the notes we really wanted to.
Yeah, let's move on.
All right. Well, in TV news, it was recently announced that one of our favorite current shows on the air, What We Do in the Shadows, will soon resume production on their third season, which will be out sometime in 2021. I'm super excited. I was sort of a little late getting to that show because it was one of those things, like, like when there's so much stuff to watch, if you feel like you're going to like something, you kind of are more inclined to put it off because it's not like, what are you rushing to see? Like, you're going to like it. And I was like, a comedy with vampires based on a popular movie, yeah, I'm probably going to like it. That's right up my alley. So I didn't watch it until back this last summer, right around the time season 2 was rounding up airing. Like, it was wrapping. And I've watched it like 3 times all the way through so far. Specifically, you and I watched the season 2 finale like a dozen times in one night.
Yep.
By far my favorite episode of the series is the final episode of season 2. No spoilers. We're gonna kind of hold back on spoilers for What We Do in the Shadows.
If you haven't seen it, and you're a fan of like a little bit of the horror comedy, and
I would say for comedy fans, it's very good. It's a very funny show, whether you're into the vampire aspect of it or not. It's a very joke heavy show, like easily 1 or 2 laughs per minute. And I mean like good, like laugh out loud.
Yeah,
moments.
like you miss.
Like not like those like you exhale through your nose like.
Yeah, or you miss some of the jokes because you're laughing from the joke before.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's.
And some of the jokes like don't even really click, like because it's just I don't know they're coming at you. Mm-hmm. Some things just get funnier the more you see them.
Yep, it's I cannot recommend it enough. Even for people who aren't like really into. I don't know what's the word. Just watch it. I mean, even if you don't like comedy, you might like this. I mean, I've showed it to
It's
people.
a very well done show.
Yeah.
High production values for what it is. Mm-hmm. Very good show. Very well acted. Great cast. Matt Berry, always funny.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I unfortunately don't remember any of the other main actors or actresses' names. But some great cameo appearances by some people.
You got Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. Playing a character named Joe, I believe. Is that correct?
Is his name Joe?
Was he Joe the Vampire?
Was he Joe?
I believe it was.
I don't remember that, but if it is, then oh my god.
It's something,
that is
it's
awesome.
something along those lines.
It's something like that.
We have Nick Kroll makes an appearance.
Kroll.
Many actors who portrayed vampires in other movies. Tilda Swinton. Paul Rubin,
Wesley Snipes,
Danny Trejo, the cast of the movie What We Do in the Shadows, including Taika Waititi, Jermaine Clement, all kinds of great.
I think Wesley Snipes has one of my favorite lines in season 1.
That's something I was going to ask you. What is your favorite line?
I think when Wesley Snipes talks about his internet connection.
Having the bad.
No, he said it was fine.
But the joke isn't. It's a bad connection.
I know.
He's whoa.
What he says.
Whoa! Did we just have an earthquake here at the studio?
Take it easy there.
Oh man.
What was that?
You shook the table.
Oh, was it me?
Yes.
Oh, well.
Anyway, I think my favorite quote from the entire series is when Nadja says that the
creme de la creme de la
cremes. The creme de la creme de la cremes.
Yeah. That's very good.
And speaking of creme de la creamy, these are not very creamy at all.
Creamy at all. Although I keep eating them.
I don't get that. Does it have like a...
So it's creamy.
They're addictive, but it's that Lay's potato chip thing. You can't just eat one. I was wondering if there was like a description, like where it was like.
says.
Well, yeah, there's
says
adjectives.
Crispy potato bites. So it's potato.
And they're guaranteed fresh.
They're popables.
Up till November 3rd.
November 3rd when?
2020. It's okay, they're still pretty fresh.
Is that what it says?
That is exactly what it says. Moving on.
Oh my God, they're expired. I mean, they're alright. Is that why they taste weird?
It could be.
I mean, I eat stale stuff all the time. It doesn't taste bad.
I know, as we mentioned in the last episode, you like stale things. You'll probably eat all of those in the coming week.
It tastes bad though.
No, I mean, small thing. I mean, yeah, we're still pretty close to
That's a
there.
vendor problem there.
That is a vendor problem. So yeah. Anyway, back to what we do in the shadows. Joe and I are highly anticipating the new season. Can't wait for it. Hope it runs for many seasons to come.
Yep. Can't wait.
We talked a bit about movies last week, like things you were excited about. Anything in TV that you kind of have, other than what we do in the shadows, obviously, that you have any excitement about?
That's coming up soon.
Mm-hmm. WandaVision coming to Disney Plus looks like it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
I mean, some of that stuff, I just want to see when it comes. I'm excited. I've loved watching if we're talking about Disney, I loved watching the new Mandalorian.
Yeah, new
episodes.
Mandalorian's, 2-3 episodes in?
We're 2 episodes in.
2,
now.
okay.
Third one's
I've been
coming up
keeping
soon.
up.
Yeah. But they've made them longer, twice as long as a matter of fact, and they're excellent. I mean, they're still kicking. Great. I thought maybe it would be when you came back to it, but they're so well done. I mean, if you are a Star Wars fan,
what I have seen of it is very well done.
If you are a Star Wars fan, even to the slightest, check out The Mandalorian. I mean, you don't even have to be involved with Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
standalone.
kind of its own thing. But you know it in the background if you're a fan. But you don't have to. It's so good. I cannot stress enough how much that show is so well done. It's like a Western sci-fi. I would compare it to Firefly in some regards, because they kind of have the same idea with that show. But this is in the Star Wars universe. His ship is it's kind of like the home, and it goes through the story.
Mm-hmm.
Firefly was the same way. Even the ship looks similar to Firefly's ship.
Yeah.
Which I actually didn't even make that comparison until just now. So
You heard it here first.
I mean, somebody else probably has.
So that's the benefit of doing this just in one go. Things just develop.
But that makes sense. But his crew changes. But he's man, that is wow. That's awesome.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
Check out The
if you
Mandalorian
like Firefly, watch this
Disney
show.
Plus.
Oh my God. You just saw a light bulb go off in someone's brain right here. And no wonder.
You like it?
Well, no, I like it, but the show's so good. Firefly was amazing. Have you ever seen the show?
No, I still haven't watched Firefly.
Ah,
I watch a lot of movies. I don't watch a lot of TV. I've watched over 300 movies this year. But not much TV.
if you didn't know, Matt had a goal for himself this year.
No one knew. Well, you did.
Well, you told me.
Well, yeah, but I never said it on here.
Yeah. Well, okay, so you didn't know, but now you do.
Yeah, at the beginning of this year, 2020, I had set the goal that I wanted to watch 200 movies. I've watched over 300, and we're in November. I mean, I've been putting them away. Hey, go ahead and fill that up. Yeah, fill it up. Just do it. Any more final thoughts on TV? because I'm kind of anxious to get to this final segment.
If you haven't seen The Mandalorian, if you haven't seen Firefly, check them out.
Also, check out Farscape while you're at it.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, check out Farscape.
Yeah, Farscape for sure. I think that's about it.
Sci-fi, Western type things.
Sci-fi, Western.
Just watch them all.
Yeah, watch them all.
Just Google it and watch them.
Farscape, Mandalorian, Firefly. Go to town.
Go to town. All right. Go to Tashi Station.
Tashi Station.
All right. On a slightly more serious note, as we get ready to wrap this episode up, while we're on the topic of television, the television community lost an icon in this past week. The host of Jeopardy, Mr. Alex Trebek, passed away. And I have to say, personally, as somebody who prides themselves on knowing a lot of random bits of trivia about lots of things, Jeopardy was a very important show for me growing up. Obviously, Alex Trebek was there through it all, delivering his quick wit, his intelligence. He was a great host. He'll be missed. There is apparently some talks of who they might get to replace him. So far, possibilities include Jeopardy champion Ken Jennings, who had a historic run of wins and was right in line with when I was watching the show the most. I don't think I missed a single episode he was on, and I was so invested in him. Loved him. So I'm not sure of his hosting abilities. I know he's been hosting some things on Game Show Network and things like that, so I think he would be a worthy predecessor to Alex Trebek.
Yep.
Also, apparently some talk that LeVar Burton could possibly be in the running,
really?
Who I also feel would be a very good option. But hopefully they hold off on making that decision until, hopefully at least until Alex Trebek's run of episodes have been done airing. His final episode as host will air this Christmas, December 25th. So if you're a Jeopardy fan, make sure you don't miss that one. So, in honor of Mr. Trebek and his legacy, I thought it would be fun to end this episode by playing a little bit of Final Jeopardy ourselves, where Joe and I are going to ask each other some Jeopardy-type questions to see who has the better knowledge of things pertaining to Matt and Joe. And I can only imagine this will go well, because when I pitched this to you the other day, I said, hey, maybe to honor Alex Trebek, we could play Jeopardy. And you were like, oh, yeah, we could say it like a survey says. I was like, oh, no. No, that's not right. But, yeah, Alex Trebek, he was the guy on Home Improvement, right? So this...
Spin that wheel.
Is, I'd like to buy a vowel.
Yeah. Are you starting?
Is that your final answer? Okay, I think we've done this long enough. Final Jeopardy or Final Jeopardoverload?
Yeah.
Final Matt and Jeopardy?
I like both.
You like that one because your name gets to be the pun.
Yeah.
Jeopardoverload.
Jeopardoverload.
Final Jeopardoverload. Actually, I'm going to give you this first. I'm going to ask you the first question. So, like in Final Jeopardy, I will ask the question. I will do a little tune to indicate how much time Joe has to give me an answer. He has to answer in the form of a question. I'm going to just say that. You have to answer in the form of a question.
Oh. Okay.
What is, just like Jeopardy. Don't start writing. I haven't said anything.
No, I'm just getting ready.
Okay, you're not going to be that
screwing this up.
Okay, are you ready?
I guess.
Okay, so this is a question. These questions are kind of pertaining to things about Joe and I's friendship, and maybe you'll learn a little something about us in the process. Just as Jeopardy taught so many random facts about many things. All right, are you ready for your question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my question to you is... Well, actually, it's the answer. You give me the question. This
We're doing a good job.
We can host Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Okay. This was the first movie that you and I watched together. Keep in mind, not in theaters, just in general. This was the first movie that you and I watched together. Are you done? Can I stop doing this? You're just putting dots on the thing, aren't you? Okay, time's up. Time's up. All right. Joe, your answer to Final Jeopardy is...
What is Hardcore Henry?
What is Hardcore Henry? You are right. And you wagered... a poppable.
No.
That's not really a wager. Yes. All right.
I actually knew that one.
I'm glad you did. You're probably going to ask me some ridiculous question.
What is the color of grass?
All right.
All right.
All right.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Matt,
Yes.
what is... Wait. I have to question. I have to make...
You give like this is or...
This is the question that that I asked your grandmother that started the first conversation that made us friends.
Oh, man. That's long. You gotta give me plenty of time.
No, it's long. It's okay. Do, boo doo, boo doo 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 doo. Hey, ho, ho, ha, 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 ha. Hey, ho.
Oh, my God. Oh, no.
And this is probably the longest I can go.
Okay. I got it. All right. Ask me what my answer is.
What is your answer?
The answer is, do you have any cures for a broken heart? Joe called my grandmother and asked her that question, and her reply was, "No, but my grandson might." And I didn't know Joe very well at this time, and I just was kind of like, no, don't. Yeah. I don't want to talk to this guy about his broken heart.
When I first moved into the house...
I still don't.
When I first moved into the house, I rode with you to go feed your chickens and stuff.
Yeah, I was uncomfortable.
I know. I'd been drinking. Surprise. Okay, so Matt, you win a popple.
Oh, I already stole one.
No. Ready?
Uh-huh.
Right. Well, I want to make sure I made it. Okay.
Watch that. Turn down the playback speed on that. Watch that in slow motion.
All right.
Okay.
Next question.
Okay. This is my favorite movie robot. I said it right at the beginning of this recording. Write something, it really doesn't matter, 'cause this is just for fun, and you're just gonna get a snack and nothing else, and they're already here, and you could eat them anyway. Don't forget to answer in the form of a question. That marker's probably getting dry. Come on, Joe, why aren't you writing any faster? I know you couldn't have even written what is at this point. Okay, are you done? Alright. Matt's favorite movie robot?
The Terminator?
Okay, you didn't answer. Well, that's technically a question. You're supposed to say, what is the Terminator? Is it the Terminator, guys? No, it's Tars from Interstellar.
Oh, yeah.
I literally said it.
I know.
I came up with that question
That's
last
so
minute.
Random.
I came up with it last minute.
You don't ever talk about that. That's why
I talk about Interstellar quite a bit. I know I have.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Love Interstellar.
All right.
All right.
Next question on Joe's.
Okay, try not to make it one where I have to write a sentence.
You don't have to. Okay, guys. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
What video?
This video is what you...
What video do I drink fresh goat milk?
You never posted that video.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Okay, you didn't.
I didn't?
No. Guys, this is the guy who thought that Jeopardy was the show that said survey says. Okay, you never posted.
Okay, fine.
We recorded a video like 2 years ago where I milked a goat into a mug and Joe drank fresh warm goat
That
milk.
was part 2 of a 1-part series.
You never posted it.
I didn't post it?
No, it's not on YouTube. It's not on YouTube, guys. You can't find it. At least not as of this moment. Maybe we can dig it up and Joe can maybe post it. Anyway, ask me another question.
Okay. In
The Navy.
in the name.
Navy.
What video
Mm-hmm.
do I wear the Burger King crown?
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Once again, a long...
Mama, I'm waiting on an answer for a question I did not think that I would ask, 'cause I thought I posted a video that I already posted, but I didn't know that I didn't post that video.
Okay, I got kind of specific, but
All right.
you wear the Burger King crown. What is behind the scenes episode 4, the Big Lebowski episode?
Is it?
That's it.
Is
Yep.
it?
All right, guys. I want to wrap up on one question that I think is going to frustrate you, and it's something.
It's our bonus
It's
question.
something that I talk very passionately about, more so than Interstellar.
Okay.
And if you can imagine, if I was passionate about it, it probably involves movies.
All right.
This question's going to break your brain.
He was talking about this before we started recording, and
Don't get too frustrated and say
okay.
something you're going to regret.
All right.
All right. Are you ready for your the final Jeopardy question?
I think so.
Okay. This is the film director that Matt refuses to watch any movies directed by.
I know this.
I watch so many movies. I'll watch any kind of movie. There's one director who I absolutely refuse to watch anything he's ever made. So there's your hint. It's a man.
I know this answer.
Jeopardy doesn't do this, but I'll give you a hint. His professional name is a nickname.
It's something dumb.
That's exactly why I refuse to watch anything. It sounds like a frat boy name. Okay. Da, 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 da. Come on, give me an answer. Da, 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 da. Come on, Joe. It's not that hard. It's only 3 letters. You should get it now. Da, 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 da. You were gonna do something else. Da, 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 da. I'm gonna stop drumming now because it kind of hurt my fingers a bit. Da, 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 da. We stole this card table from my dad. Da, 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 da. Come on, Joe. What's the answer?
Beer Bong Berry.
Beer Bong Berry. Sounds like those names that came out during the Kavanaugh hearings. I like how it's berry like the fruit and not the name Barry with an A.
Mm-hmm.
No, the answer in actuality is McG.
Oh,
Director of the Charlie's Angels movies.
I kept thinking McDonald's.
McNugget.
I wanted a quarter pounder so bad.
McGriddle. That's what McG stands for.
McGriddle.
All right.
Ugh.
We'll never watch a McG movie.
Never.
That should be like if we ever make a bet, that should be like your punishment for me is I have to watch every McG movie. I will suffer.
I can't even remember which movies he did.
I just said a couple: Charlie's Angels, Terminator Salvation.
No. Oh, that's the one I'd seen.
This Means War. We Are Marshall.
No.
I know every movie's directed. I just won't watch them. All right. Anything else you want to say before we tie a bow on this episode?
No, I feel pretty good.
All right. So we're just going to
week?
go ahead and finish off these popables that are more like Lay's passables.
Yeah.
Passable.
Passables.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a Lay's chip, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In fact, their jalapeno-flavored chips, I think, are better than
More
these.
flavor. But I guess the idea is for it to be airy.
Yeah, they're fun. Put these in your kids' little Ziploc baggy lunch.
Yeah.
They'll love them. They'll show them to their friends. Their friends might be jealous.
Or have your buddy, like, halfway down the living room be like, hey!
And perhaps try other flavors.
Yeah. They have cheddar, I think.
Yeah.
And then that dude over down, hi!
So find them at your local store. Make sure they are not expired. And
Open your mouth, hi!
And until next time, I'm Matt.
And I'm Joe.
And this has been
Matt and Joe Overload.
I can't believe you forgot Tars was my favorite movie
I
robot.
don't know what was wrong with me.
I also like the Iron Giant.
That's also a good one.
Do Transformers count?
Transformers count.
Because they're kind of like